Here we are again. Impromptu video. I have all these notes, like 7 pages, front and back of notes. All about the pole shift, the binary star, all the stuff, right? All the facts, all the science to back it up, to help wake everybody up. And here I am, doing a completely different video, impromptu, because I am called to do so. And I implicitly trust where Spirit guides me now. Because I've learned the hard way. I'm going to get to why I'm doing this video in just a minute. But first I want to say, there are a lot of people who look at me, what I say, what I do, how I live, and they view me as something I am not. Whatever that is. Whatever word you want to use for that. Just because I know that I came here with a calling, with a purpose, just like all of us did. The only difference is I know. But just because I know doesn't mean that I have any kind of ego or pride or even an ulterior motive. I know that it's rare for you to see someone, experience someone that's genuine. And my emotions are not for me. So let's just be clear on that. I'm a Cancerian. Sun, moon, and rising. And then I have Gemini and Sagittarius in my chart to boot. I'm a psychic and a tarot reader. And in my humble opinion, those are the top 3 most difficult zodiac signs to be born into. And I don't say that because of me. I say that because of Cancerians and Sagittarius and Geminis that I know. That have such potential to be so good, so beautiful, so wonderful for this world. But they are the ones possibly the most affected by the hate and the jadedness of people. And typically they do not know how to cope with that. And how do I know that? Because I've known them personally. And they've personally hurt me deeply. effectively because they thought something different than I saw. Greatly, extremely different. I have 5 husbands, one of which was a Sagittarius. He was the most exciting and most genuine, beautiful love I had ever experienced, truly. But he was also the purest devil I had ever seen. He's the husband that came up with very creative ways to try to kill me. He caused a car accident that led to the miscarriage of my child, our 3rd child, on purpose, because I wouldn't file bankruptcy papers. He intentionally created this huge scenario where one of my children tried to defend me and almost was injured. And I stepped in the way. This was the night of the miscarriage and the car accident, mind you. I stepped in to protect her because that's what a mother does, and passed out. Almost died. Then when none of those things worked, he tried to poison me. And yet at the same time, he was the most beautiful love I had ever experienced. Genuine love. Beautiful love. When he wanted to. And you think Gemini has 2 personalities. I had a best friend that was a Gemini. Did really terrible things to me over a misunderstanding. And she's a beautiful person. Had a really great friend that was a Cancerian. And I've known several. Again, misunderstanding, listening to other people, thought the worst of me, believed them over me, no matter how pure my intentions were. Irony. The whole theme today has been irony. You see, I could sit here and tell you I fully know why I came to this planet again. I remember, because the men in black didn't get me and swipe my mind. And I know to a lot of people that sounds crazy as... I know. I'm aware. Trust me, I'm aware. Because again, misunderstandings. My whole life has been a theme of misunderstandings. And me giving more than people should deserve. And I have a point to this. This isn't a poor me episode, okay? So bear with me, please. I've been raped or molested since I was a very young child and survived it, overcame it, healed from it, genuinely. I'm the youngest of 7 children, and every sibling I have deems one parent way worse than the other, while I see it completely the opposite. I see that person that they all revere as someone who was narcissistic. Do I hold that against that parent? No. Because from a higher perspective and a higher understanding, you can see what created this in them. And the irony in that is that the opposite parent went through much more hell and torment as a child than the other. And they were not narcissistic. Had some addictions, yes, to cope, but wise beyond their years because they overcame what they had went through. Much like me. I've overcome everything that I've been through. I've been married 5 times, as I said earlier. I was engaged before that. Narcissists have been a common theme in my life. God sure knew what he was doing when he decided I needed to be a Cancerian sun, moon, and rising in this lifetime. What's that mean? You see, Cancerians are the nurturers, the fixers, the givers, the lovers. And I don't say that with any emotion, really. I just say that as a fact. My opinion on it is that's a beautiful thing. We are the mothers of the zodiac. And I'm a mother of 7. And I love that. If I had not miscarried or had a bizarre incident at one time in my life, I would be the mother of 11. And I would have loved that just as much as I love the 7. Okay, for anybody wondering, I've had 2 miscarriages and I was pregnant with triplets, but in the end only delivered 1. The other 2 vanished. I think I did a video on that actually, if you want to go back through. It was a long time ago, several years ago, when I first started. But I did a story of it. But I love being a mother. I love being a nurturer. I love being a fixer. I love to help people. I love being in service to others. It makes my heart smile. I don't go places. I don't do things too often. And again, I don't cry because I'm sad over that. I cry because of the misunderstandings. Because there are people that look at me and feel sorry for me. And I don't want them to. Because I like my life just the way it is. Well, mostly. And I'll get to that too. But again, misunderstandings. misinterpretations of who I am. And yes, I believe that I'm a star child. I believe that I'm a volunteer. I have memories of that ever since I was 3. I did a regression 2 years ago, also on my channel, just to see what that would reveal. That agreed with all of it. I have pure intent in things I do. I don't do things out of ego, like at all. At all. I don't manipulate people, though I can read their mind and their energy. I don't intrude. Out of respect. Great respect. Because I wouldn't want you to do that to me. And I'm trying to teach you how to do that. I would want that same respect when you learn. My intentions are always pure. And I am just like anyone else. I have things that people would deem a fault. Or a flaw. But you know what? I enjoy smoking. I don't apologize for it. I don't feel bad for it. I roll my own cigarettes, and if the law would allow me to, I would grow my own tobacco. Because that's who I am. I cuss like a sailor sometimes, because that's who I am. You may not deem that perfect, but I sure the hell do. I like me just the way I am. And the reason I like me just the way I am is because I know where I've been. I know what I've been through and survived. And I didn't feel sorry for myself because of the things I experienced. I saw it as a lesson in understanding the human condition. I was seeing things from their point of view. To understand why people do the things they do. So that I can teach you how to understand it too. I am not those typical people that have hundreds of thousands of viewers that's feeding you a bunch of bullshit. The things I'm telling you, I wouldn't dare utter from my lips, being a triple Cancerian, if I didn't know it with 100% fact. Yet always misunderstood. Now, again, this is not ego. This is not anything but maybe agitation for the common human condition. You see, recently, and I made some notes. Recently, I've been speaking a lot about the importance of learning who you are. And that I really fucking do have that answer. I might be the only one bothering to come forward that has that answer. That key. That keystone. That piece of the puzzle that you really need everybody really needs. And I tried to give it away for free because I didn't want monetary gain. I don't desire to be looked at as a guru. I don't desire any cult following or some dumbass new religion named after me. I just want you to wake up. And no, it's not personal for me. It's not. Because whatever you do doesn't affect me. But I'm very invested in what affects you. Triple Cancerian. I'm very invested in that. Because I'm the mother. I'm the nurturer. I am the fixer. That's my role, and I honor it. And I do nothing unless I can do it well. I promise you. But I've been talking a lot lately about the importance of learning yourself and why it's important. It's not a fucking, how do you say that? Clickbait? It's not clickbait. It's not. It's the damn truth. We're about to have a pole shift. Shit's getting ready to hit the fan. We have a binary dwarf star. It has its own solar system. They're inbound. They're already at the point of Mars or closer. I ain't telling you this to scare you. I have nothing to gain by scaring anybody. And I have nothing to gain by telling you that you need to listen to me. I don't make money from this. Matter of fact, I have a narcissistic husband that says, why do I bother? And I bother for you. For you. Someone else recently said to me, I must be full of ego to think that anybody needs to listen to me about anything. They said, so what if a pole shift happens? So what if there's some worldwide catastrophe again? You know what to do. As long as you and your kids are safe, what's it fucking matter? Like I need to just sit down and shut up. And I'm going to be real with you. That human side of me, that programming that I constantly fight. It says, yeah, fuck it. This is too hard. Why bother? And I'm going to tell you why I bother. Because I have witnessed miracles. I have created miracles. I know. I full well know what we could do together to prevent 2/3 of the world's population from being annihilated again. So you're damn right I'm gonna care. Because I'm a triple Cancerian and that's my fucking job. I care about you. Whether you care about anybody else or not, I care about you. I've had those kids or those people in my life that only a mother could love. And thank God for mothers sometimes. Thank God for their love, whoever they are. Because if it wasn't for people that could love us, what's the point in being here? And the irony in that, for me, I got 5 grown kids. And only one of them will speak to me. But I accept that. It still hurts because I'm human and I'm a mother, so it still hurts. But I accept it because they have their own path and their own journey. And I know being raised by a mom like me isn't really the easiest, even though everybody on the outside thinks that would be the coolest thing. Because I've always been down to earth and taught them to embrace nature and live in harmony and peace with it. Showed them how powerful they can be. It scared them. It overwhelmed them. And I was still human too, making my own mistakes. So sometimes they would get drug into that. And though I did defend them and protect them and honor them in every way, there were still misunderstandings. Common theme for my life. And again, please don't get it twisted. I'm not crying tears for me. I'm not crying out of ego or remorse or any of that. Simply explanation, because I've gotten very used to having to explain myself because of misunderstandings. And misunderstandings happen when you don't You don't know how to react to something so extremely different than what you deem as normal or the usual. So I understand it. I get it. I really get it. Hateful people abound. But I want to remind you that everyone who has hate has hurt. Because we are all born of love. We are God, and God is love. We're His children, so we are a product of love. We are born into perfect love, no matter what the 3D circumstances were. Hate is taught through hurt. And misunderstandings are a byproduct of that. So yeah, I just want to reiterate, my tears are not of self-pity. On the contrary, it's more of a mourning for all of the jaded. And there are many. God help us, there are many. No, I don't cry because I see myself as a victim. I see myself as a survivor. I've been through so much abuse in my life that I don't speak of, and I don't let affect me more so than probably 3 people combined. And I say that with all seriousness and truth. But I'm a survivor. And I am at peace with that. I don't even need to like yell it from the rooftops. I don't like to toot my own horn and talk about my experiences, but I'm learning that maybe that's necessary for you to see me in my true light, not as something else. You know, much like yeah, how when you're a parent and you want and you hope the best for your child, you know, it doesn't matter how many you have. You could have just one. You could have 7 like me. You could have 16 like my grandma. But for every child, as a parent, male or female, you genuinely want for them better than you. You want them to have better home life, better discipline, whatever that means for you. Us 80s kids, a lot of us didn't want to punish our children and whip them because we were beat the hell out of. Okay? But balance in everything, whatever. Whatever, that's a different tangent. It's going to lead me to the narcissist conversation. But we always want better for our kids. We don't want them to like make the same mistakes we've made. We don't want them to hurt like we've hurt. We don't want them to have to experience the things we've experienced. We want to spare them, right? We want to spare them. That's the kind of love I have for you. Truly. All of you. Whether I know you or not. That's the kind of love I have for you. So yeah, I give two shits whether 2/3 of the world have to perish or not. I do. And I'm not going to apologize for that. And I'm not going to feel bad for that. Because I am not about ego. Me and my children, yes, we will fare just fine. Whether there's a man in our life or not. I don't need a man. And that in and of itself is one of those ironies. Because men look at me, and again, this is not ego. This is not ego. Men look at me and they see a pretty face and a fine ass body, and they see my femininity because I honor the feminine in me. I honor that shit. It's beautiful. Most beautiful thing God ever created, other than a sunset or a sunrise, was the female body. And that's a fact, in my opinion. And I honor that shit. But they get it twisted. And they think they can control me, manipulate me, be narcissistic. And they can't. It never works. They can beat me half to death. They can try to poison me. They can damn near rip both of my ears off my head to control me. And my defiance and my will is so strong, it still doesn't work. And yeah, God blessed me with still coming out pretty on the other end. And as my mama would say, come out smelling like a rose after you step in shit. Because we're from the South. And I like that expression. I like that I can step in shit and come out smelling like a rose. And I can teach you how to do that shit too. And that ain't cocky. That ain't ego. That ain't pride. That is me genuinely wanting for you what I have. Because I stand in my power. I'm married to a narcissist now. I have pride. This is one of my lessons in that healthy pride and unhealthy pride. I had pride in the fact that no matter what I had been through, I had not, by avoidance of myself, of my own recognizance, had to deal with an alcoholic. Because my father was an alcoholic. So I prided myself in that. Now, my father being an alcoholic, that's a whole different can of worms, because he was misunderstood. Greatly misunderstood. Greatly. deeply. And it hurt him deeply. And he's a Gemini. It hurt him deeply. And so I understand, because of my father and other people in my life, how and why addiction happens. I don't judge people. You see, I don't judge people. I can literally, not just because I'm a 3-time Cancerian and an empath, psychic, intuitive, clairaudient, voyant, sentient, cognizant. Like, I really can step into your shoes and feel you. I really can. And because other people didn't, I needed to know why and how. Because in my opinion, everybody should be able to do this. I didn't want to be special. I didn't want to be gifted. That's the words they used when I was a child. Gifted, special. And I'm like, no, everybody could do this. I don't know why you can't. And I had to learn the human condition and understand how all of y'all think. And all y'all think different. There ain't no two minds alike. There ain't no two minds that need to learn the same way. And becoming a teacher, homeschool or otherwise, for my mission, I had to understand the human condition in order to understand how to teach every damn mind out there. Cool. Challenge accepted, because that's who I am. And I loved learning it. And I learned it well. And I have no regrets. This is not about me. It never has been. It's never been about me. And even in my own higher self-reflection, to look at it, to look at everything I've been through in life, and to be like, why didn't you just be like, poor me? Why? Like, wow. But the thing is, being a Cancerian, that came natural. It wasn't until I started learning to love myself and have clear boundaries that I actually had to struggle with that lesson. And figure out where the clear line was on poor me. But not. Right? Like, where do you say, hey, wait a minute, I have achieved this, and this in life of my own soul growth, so I deserve this, and this. That's what I deserve. And, you have to decide, by God, that's what I'm going to have. And then, magically, you have it. And I know this for a fact. I'm seeing it daily, unfolding before my eyes. And all I did was change my mindset again. Change my perception, my perspective, my attitude, my focus. And I can teach you to do that in very, very easy steps. 13 to be exact. 13. And no, I'm not trying to push my shit on you to make money. And that's another thing. The first 2 years I was at this, I was trying to give it away for free. For free. And only a handful of people came to me. But all of them had a motive. All of them wanted me to do the work for them in some way, shape, or form, rather than they do it for themselves and truly learn. I don't want to be your Messiah. Reluctant Messiah is the term I use because of one of my favorite books. It's called Illusions: The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah. Great book. It's about a man that grew up in Indiana. I don't want to be your reluctant Messiah. I don't want to do the work for you. And I don't want to have to prove myself to you in order to give you the fucking tools you need to save yourself, to heal yourself, to bring prosperity and joy to yourself, and have the ability to part storms, redirect tornadoes or split them in half, pull back hurricanes and tsunamis, mend the fault lines where the earthquakes happen, bring Earth back into her glorious harmonic vibration she should be in, keep her shields up when she can't and she's weak, and protect us from inbound planetary systems within our own and solar flares that are guaranteed to be aimed toward our planet, that creates pole shifts and God knows what else. I know for a fucking fact we are powerful enough that if we collectively put our vibration together, we truly can be like that Coca-Cola song where we teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Because our harmonic vibration, scalar wave, frequency, connection, love, light, energy, whatever you want to call it, when it's united, it's powerful. And like it says in the Bible, where more than two gather in my name, and that's us. And Jesus tried to tell you, and I'm trying to tell you, and I'm not a snake oil salesman, and I'm not of ego or pride. I am of love. I am of light. See me. See me and learn to know thyself. First and foremost for you. And then for the world. God help us. Each and every one. The things I know truly would keep you up at night at best and give you a heart attack at worst. And it's not just about cataclysms, because that's not even the worst of it. That's the beginning. I never wanted to tell you any of it. I naively hoped that you would just be willing students out of love, at least for yourself, and then the world. But the majority of you, sadly, don't even know how to love yourself truly. You don't know yourself truly. And I am so sorry for that. I am so sorry. Because you are so worthy. They have lied to you in so many ways and programmed you in so many ways that you truly do not see your beauty and your self-worth anymore. And yes, I know this is not good for business, what I'm doing. I'm aware. This has never been about business. It's not about reputation. It's about helping to save you. And so many of you are in your own damned way. And you can't even see it. You can't see it at all. You use everything and everybody as an excuse. This is happening and that's happening, and there's so much going on in my life. I can't possibly grow as a soul. There's so many things going on in my life. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. It's hard. It's hard for a lot of you to own your own shit. Stop and breathe for a minute and not just be busy with gadgets all the fucking time. Stop listening to your ego and listen to your damn heart. Really see people for who they are rather than just going with all that mental ego talk, convincing you otherwise and sabotaging you. I do tarot readings all the time for all kinds of people, all 12 signs, all different reasons. That's my bread and butter. That's what pays the bills, doing tarot. And I'm an intuitive. I'm an empath. I'm a medium. Ghosts talk to me even when I don't want them to. And you're all in your damn way. On some level or another, you're all in your damn way. Because you could be healed. You could be pain-free, disease-free. Mentally free. free in your heart, free in your life, in your job, in your spirit. But there's a resistance. And you're all looking to point the blame at an outside source for the resistance. When it's you, the creator, that is the resistance and has been the whole time. I know from experience. I speak truth because I was hard-headed and I had to learn it for myself in order to teach it to you. Resistance. So much like a parent who's trying to prevent their children from the same mistakes and the same pain. I don't want any of you to ever feel the pain that I've been through, or ever to have to be as strong as I've been. And honestly, in my life, in my experiences, the only thing that can top what I've been through is a worldwide cataclysm. And trying to survive that without knowing what to do. I'm sure there's plenty of people that have been through immense amounts of torture and trauma and pain on some level or another or several. I'm not trying to single myself out or make me special. So please don't get that twisted. I'm saying to you, when shit hits the fan, if y'all don't know how to prevent that, me and my kids, we're going to be fine. We're going to be better than fine. Because I walk in my faith every day. And I've learned every trade known to man that is needed for survival. And this country girl will survive. And so will her children. And we'll do it well. We will do it in style. 100% confident. But the rest of you, I'm not so sure about that. If you know yourself, who you really are, the rest of it will come to you naturally. You don't have to learn special trades and have special things packed in your bug out bag. You don't have to be the best at prayer to hope for the best. Because I can truly teach you how to make sure that the best outcome possible happens for all of us. Now, as I said when I started this video, I was called to do this. And I was just finding myself thinking, why did I do this? Is there a motive in this? Am I hoping that you heed my call? I think the answer is yes. I do hope that you heed my call. I do. So maybe this calling was something within my own spirit, not God telling me to do it. It was my own spirit, my own conviction calling me to do this. I don't know God's outcome. All I know is that from the time I was big enough to talk, I knew 100% that I was here to help finish Jesus' message to give you your power back and free us for something we would call the Great Awakening that would save us from a cataclysm. Now I'm going to keep walking in faith that that's exactly what's going to happen. But the triple Cancerian human me is going to cry and hope that's really true. Because I know I don't control the odds of probability or anybody's free will. That's up to you. And I'm sad to admit that the human me and my experiences doesn't really expect this to happen the way it should, the way it could. But again, I am simple and I am humble. And I do not know God's will or full plan. So I will definitely hope for the best and walk in my faith for all of us as I have always done. Regardless of what I have to deal with that people say to me about who I am. Yeah. I'm just going to keep hoping for the best for all of us. And as always, I'm going to be continuing to do my research and keep an eye out on everything that is changing and coming toward us and keeping you informed. One soul at a time. Right, Dr. Ace?